my dear brothers and sisters. Today we are going to talk about programming. And what do I mean by programming? You know, when you portray somebody or something to masses, when you do that for a very long time, people tend to believe what they are seeing, because you have programmed them to believe that. And my brothers and sisters, everything that black people are going through in America, everything, you name it, all the negative things that you see about black people in the media is all programmed. And what do I mean? Well, I'm going to play a video by the late, great Cicely Tyson, and may she continue to rest in paradise. I want you guys to watch this video. I'll be right back.
Because all of the films are too negative. They're too negative. They're perpetuating images that, for the most part, are unrealistic. When I make the statement, people say, well, listen, whites have the same things. They have, the James Bond. Of course they do. They have James Bond. They have their Godfather. But they also have their Sound of Music. They have their Love Story. They have their Fiddler on the Roof. They have a variety of films from which to choose. Also, we have been fighting negative images ever since I can remember. All our history deals with fighting stereotype negative images. And I think we had gotten to a point where we were just rising above that. And suddenly, to deal with what I consider another level of stereotypes is putting me and my race back where we were like 100 years ago. And while I can go along with people who say that we need fantasy and we need escapism, we need more than that to be able to project images that are positive and characters that are realistic. Now, when we balance the scale, then it's all right. The scale is unbalanced now. It's all negative. It's all con men, dope addicts, dope pushers, super studs, spades, prostitutes, it's just all too negative. And we have to balance the scale. And I think with a sounder, it's the beginning of a trend towards changing the kind of movies that's been and the kind of images that have been projected.
Hello. Welcome to Reactions and Reviews. I'm your humble host, Eze. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the show. Now, I want you guys to see this.
When they put a movie out called Menace to Society, and you see your brothers pistol whip a Korean woman, reach over the counter, shoot her, and then go home and take a video camera of it and sit down and laugh at it. And you in the movie laughing at it too. White folk have sent that movie all over the world. And do you know what's being done? White people all over the world and your own black brothers are looking at you through the lens of a movie camera, and they are saying, my God, black people are terrible. The biggest industry in America today is prisons. They're going to build more and more and more. Who they building them for, brothers? It costs nearly $40,000 a year to keep you in jail. They're not interested in giving you education. They like you just like you are, so that 3 strikes, you're in.
Did y'all see that? Just bear with me. I'm going somewhere with this. I am going somewhere with this. Okay? Now, I'm going to play another video.
How did African American people in particular, and not all of my people, but some of our people, how did we begin looking at these negative stereotypes and negative images that are paraded around us on a daily basis on social media, on movies, all over the place, right? Negative images. And in order for us to really understand this, we have to go back in time a little bit and kind of like put together like a chronological history of how we began to look at some of these hypocritical type of black leaders that committed treason in the black community by pumping poison in our community and pushing these negative images out there in our neighborhoods and in the psyche of young people.
You see, and I know some of you guys may disagree with me. I know some of you guys may come for me in the comment section, but I don't give a damn. This is why I stopped following 50 Cent. That brother is a demon. I don't care what nobody says. They gave that brother $200 million to fund his movie studio. Look it up. He raised $200 million for his movie production company, right? And everything 50 has put out is negative, from your original Power series to your Power Book 2 to your Time and Force to your BMF to your Raising Canaan. Everything that brother puts out is negative images of black people, especially black men. If you made it this far, hit that like button and leave a comment to trigger YouTube's algorithm. So hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to let you know every time I upload a new video. Now, I know you guys are saying, what does this have to do with anything? Well, this has to do with the video I received last week, right? This beautiful sister broke down how every time you hear about black people, what do you hear? Broken home, deadbeat fathers, violent black men, black on black crime, right? It's all negative. And she's going to break it down how all this is by design. Everything that's happening to us is by design. And she's going to back everything up with facts. Enough talking. Let's get to it. Oh, shout out to our good sister, Evelyn, for sending this video.
You ever notice how when people talk about poverty in the black community, it always turns into a conversation about fatherless homes or broken families? Yeah, that wasn't on accident. That came straight out of a government report in 1965, written by a white man named Daniel Patrick Moynihan, and it changed how this country talked about us forever. Moynihan was working for the Department of Labor when he dropped this report. It was called The Negro Family, The Case for National Action, and it sounded like concern. It sounded like he wanted to help. But what he really did was develop a whole new way to blame us for what America did. He said the reason that black people were struggling wasn't racism. It wasn't discrimination, it wasn't redlining. It wasn't underfunded schools or stolen wealth. He said it was our families, specifically black women heading households. He said that black poverty came from a tangle of pathology, like we were defective, like being poor was a moral issue, not a structural one. And that report made it all the way to Lyndon B. Johnson. It was used to justify cutting welfare programs, underfunding housing, and pushing the idea that if we just fixed the family, we could fix poverty. That's where the whole welfare queen myth came from. That's where Reagan got his talking points. That's where the whole personal responsibility narrative started. The same ones politicians still use to gaslight poor and working class people today. The Moynihan report didn't just get read, it got weaponized. Black leaders tried to stop it. James Baldwin called it out. The Urban League called it out. The NAACP called it out. But the government and the media loved it because it gave them language that sounded intellectual but still managed to blame us for everything. And that's why now, even decades later, you'll hear people, black and white, repeating his logic without realizing where it came from. The problem in our community is the home. The fathers need to come back. Nah. The problem is a system that broke our homes and then told the world that we were broken. By the 1980s, Reagan used that same framing to justify cutting social programs. By the 90s, Clinton used it to push welfare reform. By the 2000s, it turned into sound bites about family values. So when you hear people talk about single mothers, crime, or welfare, like it's all about choice and not circumstance, that's Moynihan's ghost talking. A white man's report written in 1965 that convinced America that our biggest problem wasn't oppression. It was us. The Moynihan report wasn't just a study, it was a setup. It rewired how this country talks about race and responsibility. It told America it didn't have to fix the systems, it just needed to fix us. And that's the lies still echoing every time they say the problem in the black community is the family. Because no, the problem has always been the system.
Now, what do you guys think? Do you agree or do you disagree? Either way, leave your comments below so we can start this conversation. Until the next video, stay safe in the streets. Later. That will wrap it up for today's episode. And thank you for joining me. So please, leave a comment below. If you agree, if you disagree, it doesn't matter. Leave the comment below. And also, you tell me what you want me to cover. You tell me what you want me to discuss and what you want me to react to. Okay? And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you on the next episode. Please don't forget to subscribe. Let's rebuild the Black nuclear family. It is needed. Okay? God bless.